All right, it's Media Day. We are talking 24-6A with the newly elected THSCA president, John Snelson of Dickinson. Congratulations on that. That's got to be a good honor for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. So we're going to talk about 24-6A. It was a district that you guys went 4-2 in last year. Most people would think that was a successful season, but you probably don't feel that way because the Gators have a different standard down there, and that 4-2 is probably not going to cut it. Talk about what you guys went through last season as far as you starting off by not really scoring any points in the first two games, then getting on a roll, and then that Clear Lake game is probably one that kind of sticks in your craw a little bit as well.
Absolutely. We actually had never been shut out before, and Atascocita had a great team. We just made a lot of mistakes. Defensively, we actually played pretty good. Offensively, man, if it could go wrong, it did. And then our two losses there in district, our game versus Clear Springs is always going to be wacky for whatever reason, man. It's always back and forth, and we turn the ball over late a couple times, and they end up getting us. And then Clear Falls beat them, and then we beat Clear Falls, and we were going to be the district champion based off points. And we went into Clear Creek. Our starting quarterback was sick. We had a bunch of rain, and just once again, just made a bunch of mistakes. And then hats off to our kids and our coaching staff. They got back going, and we had a big victory versus Pearland, and then ran into North Shore and played them well. Just they just ain't made a couple more plays than we did.
Well, the thing with losses is that you can learn from them, and so there's obviously something you can learn for this year. And you got some guys coming back, especially you talked about your quarterback being sick for that one game against Clear Creek, but John Solomon's back. Talk about how he can take his experiences from last year, because he almost threw for 2,000 yards. He had a pretty good year. So talk about him and maybe some of your other offensive players.
Absolutely. There's no substitute for playing experience. You just get more comfortable. You've experienced different wacky things that come up in a game that sometimes coaches really can't get you ready for in practice. And John played a bunch of quarterback as a sophomore. He played a bunch of running back as a sophomore. He is just a tremendous football player and a really, really good kid, a really good leader for us as well. And our offensive line has really come on. I'm really, really proud of them. Tyler Thomas and Devin Caldwell are starters coming back that have really raised their level of play. Jeremiah Scobie played H-back for us, and we're going to move him out to wide receiver, but he's also going to play some tight end for us. He's a tremendous football player. Mason Peterson is an extremely talented young man who moved from junior varsity quarterback week 4 to varsity tight end. We kind of pride ourselves on having and developing tight ends around here, and Mason and Jeremiah are two that are just excellent and should have no problems following in their predecessors' footsteps. Emory Allen played a bunch of football for us as a sophomore, dislocated an elbow early in the season last year, so never really got to get on the football field, but we're really looking for big positive things out of him. And then our running backs, Leonard Brown and Jamal Mason. We were okay at running back last year, and man, they have come on. They had a great winter, spring, track season, summer, so we are excited about that.
Yeah, you're definitely excited about the offensive side of the ball. Man, we're going to miss seeing Marquise because he was just such an explosive player. boy, oh boy, you never knew what he was going to do. Special teams, you threw him out there, wide receiver, he could beat people off. Do you have an explosive player like that, or is that one of those deals where they just come once every 4 or 5 years and you just love it when they're there, right?
Yeah, he's once in every so often. There isn't a whole lot of kids out there that can run 10-2, long jump 25 feet and run 21 seconds off in the 200. Man, that guy was supremely talented and just did an outstanding job for us, catching the ball, special teams when it was 3rd and long. Everybody knew that we was going to run the reverse, and we ran the reverse, and there was nothing they could do. I mean, that was a pretty good thing. But yeah, we absolutely wish him the absolute best. That Missouri just could not be prouder of him. But no, there's not another Marquise Johnson in the wings right now.
Yeah. Well, let's flip it to the defense. How you guys looking there? Did you get hit with graduation there, or do you have some guys coming back that you're confident it's going to make some big plays for you?
Defensive line got hit in graduation. We have Jamarcus Anderson back, and he's a tremendous football player for us. Going to be a 3-year varsity player for us. Our secondary now, we're going to be as good as anybody. We've got three-year varsity players coming back. Rodney Bimage, man, just an outstanding player. And then Nicholas Peace and Diego Sanchez at safety, tremendous football players there. And then at linebacker, we have John Two Fears. He's as physical as anybody out there, and just a really good football player. So defensively, we're looking to shore up some of those places there on the defensive line and linebacker spot. But we've got some quality kids there that are really, really working hard. And, we've always prided ourselves on the defense being the backbone of our program. And this year is not going to be any different.
Well, let's finish off by talking about the district. You look at 24-6A from a bird's eye view. It's usually, man, we're worried about Dickinson, Clear Springs, and Clear Falls. Those guys are usually always battling out for the top. But out of nowhere, Brazos Wood won like 6-7 in a row before they started getting some losses, but they did end up making the postseason. And then Clear Lake's got one of the best athletes in the district with Hunter Moden out there. So there's 7 teams in the district. So granted, you only have to pass up 3 of them to get in the postseason, but there's also not that much margin for error, is there?
Not really. For a long time, it was Dickinson, Springs, and then the rest of everybody else. And Coach Head and his coaching staff has just done an outstanding job with the toughness and resiliency of their program. And man, they're right there. Heck, they were the district champions last year, and had a 4-round run a couple years ago. So really, it's kind of a 3-headed monster now. But Coach Terry and his coaching staff have absolutely done a tremendous job at Brazos Wood as well. Coach Lawrence is taking over there at Clear Lake, and just exactly like you said, the Modern kid and the Monty Maxon kid, or I'm not sure if I said his name right. Those are 2 football players that are as good as anybody. So, yes, sir.
It's going to be a fun district, and we get this thing started in a couple weeks. I can't wait, and then we'll realign this thing and see where we all wind up again. But I appreciate you joining with me, Coach, and good luck. Congratulations on being president-elect, but good luck throughout the year here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate what you do for all of us.